I started to become a pro when I really wanted to be a pro, but I wasn't a pro, so I was just playing like all day. And I even got like a gap year in school because my parents started to support it. So I just took a year off and then I made it pro. So I quit school for real, and then I was just a pro.
What separates a pro League of Legends player from someone who's just really good at League of Legends?
Kind of what separates a pro from just a really good player is how much time you put into it. Like a pro has to do a lot more than just playing solo queue. Like you have to review what you play in scrims and stuff. So it kind of makes you a lot better team player, which you kind of lose out on a bit like individually because you need to adapt to 4 other people. So if you're just a solo queue player, you might look better individually, but not if you go on a real team.
Can you take us through a day in your life as a pro gamer from when you get up in the morning to when you go to bed at night?
Okay. What a day looks like to me is I wake up, I maybe eat some cereal, then I go play some solo queue, then usually 1 or 2 solo queues before we scrim. Then we scrim for some hours, then we have a 1 hour break where we eat maybe, and then we have some scrims again, and then after the scrims I go to solo queue, and then after solo queue either eat or sleep, and then the same thing next day.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to go pro with League of Legends?
You have to be really good, and before you want to go pro, you have to actually be really good at the game and have put a lot of time into the game. You can't just, if you're bad at the game, you can't just, I want to go pro. You actually have to be really good at the game because it's not everyone who can just go pro. And yeah, just put a lot of time into it.
What's it like having big sponsors now, like Logitech, very similar to the way pro athletes do in the NFL and stuff?
Yeah, esports have grown a lot, and it's really cool having people like Logitech who can, like, who supports the teams a lot, and like we're here scrimming in the boot camp, and it's really nice.
Yeah, talk about their boot camp. What is that about? What do you guys do in that boot camp here at Logitech?
It's really nice with the Logitech boot camp because it's pretty like comfortable. I think get together as a new team, and like if at a boot camp you can't really like go anywhere else. You have to be together as a team, so you can't really, if you get mad at someone, like you have to work it out. That's pretty helpful.
Now, there's a lot of MOBAs out there. Why is League of Legends the most popular one right now?
I think League of Legends might be the most popular MOBA because at least when I started playing it, it was like really fun compared to Dota, and it just felt like the games were a lot more relaxing, and like if you're new to Dota, you have a really hard time like learning everything, and in League of Legends it was a lot easier, so that's what got me into the game.
Do you see different metas when you play teams from different countries, like in Europe or South America or even North America when you're scrimming? Or in tournaments when you play tournaments?
Typically you can see in China they're really aggressive, and in Korea they're pretty aggressive as well, but more smart than in other regions. So yeah, the game is a bit different compared to like what region you play in, because it's usually like in one region you play against the same people over and over, so you like build up strategies against the other teams, but in other regions they might learn something new. So yeah, it's different.
What's it like seeing esports being put on national television like ESPN now?
Well, for me it doesn't really matter because I quit watching TV like 5 years ago, so it makes it easier for me because if it's on on the PC, I'll watch it, but if it's on TV, I won't watch.
Where would you like to see esports 5 years from now?
I'm hoping esports will grow so I can actually use my talent or whatever as a pro. I'll be pretty sad if it went away, because all the time I put into being a League of Legends pro and stuff like would kind of be vanished and wasted. So I'm hoping it will grow.